Arsenal win the Community Shield. Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal video. We've won the Community Shield, 4-1 on penalties, 1-1 on the night. And it's absolutely fantastic to see. I mean, the way I looked at it, right, the Community Shield isn't a big game in the sense that I don't really see it as one that you should be taking way too serious. You know what it's like. It's the curtain raiser before the season starts. You're not expecting you to really go in a sense where you have to go too hard on it. But when you do win it, it's an absolutely fantastic moment. Everyone wants to win the Community Shield on the day, and then after that, you completely forget about it. That's why. That's how I look at it. You win on the day, and then after that, attention focuses straight on the Premier League. And an interesting stat is, I don't want to put a burn on it straight away, but the team that's won the Community Shield, they've only won the Premier League once since 2011, which is an interesting sight. But we seem to have a good record in Community Shields. And I did think we'd win, to be honest. And it was tough, but we stuck at it, and we won the game in the end. And absolutely brilliant in the fact that Arsenal, despite the fact that we weren't at our best today, I don't think. I actually thought we played decent. I thought we were better than Man City at times, but we weren't at our scintillating best. But in the end, we kept at it, and we got deserved victory, in my opinion. Because, look, there's certain ways you can win football matches. And when you're playing a game like this, right, where it's tough, Man City weren't at their best either, but they took the lead. And you're sitting there thinking, oh, not one of those days where we're actually playing all right, but they've gone down the other end and scored. But then you still find a way to put the ball in the back of the net right at the death with Leo Trossard, and then in penalties, convincingly winning penalties with Ramsey even making a save. It's exactly what I want to see. Fantastic scenes, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, massive congratulations to Arsenal. Fabio Vieira, big up for his final penalty. Big up for all the players that scored their penalties. And overall, a big win for us. Let's carry this forward now because we need the momentum going into the Premier League season. Because like I said, it's all well and good winning today, but if we go and lose or draw to Nottingham Forest on Saturday, we're going to sit there and go, oh, what was the point? So this is good. Enjoy it. Enjoy the fact we've beaten Man City. It doesn't happen often recently. Let's be honest about it. Now, attention focuses straight on that Premier League game against Nottingham Forest. Take the momentum with you. Certain players played really well today, man. William Saliba, fantastic. I don't care that Lee Dixon gave Cole Palmer man the match because they were 1-0 up. William Saliba was the man the match. No one can tell me otherwise. He was unbelievable this game, William Saliba. Proper Rolls-Royce centre-back, man. Just so calm and assured. At one point in the game, Haaland was going through, right, on the left-hand side, and Saliba just shepherds him out. And that's Erling Haaland, one of the most dominant strikers there is. He's just so good, William Saliba, especially today, was absolutely fantastic, man. No qualms whatsoever on his performance. I thought he was an unbelievable centre-back, and for me, he should have got man the match. I don't know why they gave it to Cole Palmer. I know he scored the goal, but let's be serious about it. Everyone knows that the real man the match was William Saliba. What a brilliant performance. Other than him, to be fair, I thought some other players played really well in that Arsenal team. Look, I thought we were the better side. Let's be honest, man. I know Man City get their plaudits for being the best side in Europe, and deservedly so, but on the balance of today's game, I thought we were the better team. I thought we were the more incisive team going forward. I felt like we were actually trying to penetrate them, get in behind. I thought Timber as well had a fantastic game at left back, slotting into midfield. Look, at times he needs to stay on his feet. I will say that. He dived in very early, rash at times against Bernardo Silva. But overall, I thought he was really good, Timber. Defensively, one-on-one, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic at times, one-on-one, Yuri and Timber. He made a couple clutch blocks for us. But overall, I'll be honest with you guys, I really like the look of our team. I like the balance we had. I thought Declan Rice was still getting to grips with it a little bit, but that's fine. I'll give him time. He's used to playing the West Ham team. To now go into playing an Arsenal side that dominates possession at times and is much more forward-thinking football team, it's going to take you time. Someone made a point. It was brilliant. Declan Rice is like an iPhone 13 on iOS 4.0. Like, he's going to get time to adapt to this Arsenal side. 100% will give him time to do that. But overall, I really like the balance we had. I think the midfield three with Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, exactly what I want to see going forward. Kai Havertz. Now, let's be real about Kai Havertz, yeah? I thought his hold-up play was fantastic, especially in the first half. Those first 20 minutes, we were a little bit ropey. I'm not going to say it was as bad as we were on the ropes, but it was a little bit shaky. We weren't in free-flowing style. Man City clearly were dominating possession. But what Kai Havertz did was he managed to hold the ball up really well, and he gave us some kind of get-out clause where it was backs against the wall. We could lump it forward and play off Kai Havertz. That he did absolutely fantastic. No qualms about that whatsoever. But what I do have a problem with Kai Havertz is he did not at all, in my opinion, offer no sort of clinicality up front. Whenever the ball went to him in the forward position, I had no confidence he was going to score. His link-up play at times was poor as well, I will say. Hold-up play, no problem. Receiving the ball, chesting it down, great. But when he's in the box, when you need him to score a goal, he doesn't quite deliver the goods. And against Man City, look, that's how it is. The fine margins dictate the game. You can't sit there against Man City and have 4 chances and not score any of them and hope to win the football match. Kai Havertz had 2 really good chances in that first half. The first one was a half chance, but that second one where Saka played to him literally on a plate on that right foot, he's got to bury it, man. Absolutely got to bury it. But let's get to some of your comments. I really want to hear what you guys say. Let me know your thoughts in the live chat. And if you're new around to, make sure you subscribe. I'm on my road to 4,000 subscribers. And if you're already subscribed and want to see my previews for every single Arsenal game this season, become a member. It's the first link in the description. I already previewed this game against Man City. Now in that game, I did say Arsenal going to win. So yeah, I got that one right at least. Did Rice play? I completely forgot about this game. Yes, Rice played. He was in the midfield with Partey and Odegaard as well. Rice was decent. I don't think he was anything spectacular. A couple times he really impressed me, though, Declan Rice. And it's when you know this brother's different. Not just in terms of footballing ability, in terms of athletic ability. There was one point when Bernardo Silva had the ball and Rice just chased him down, literally hounded him down and stole the ball off him. And I was sitting there watching it. I was thinking, wow, like that was good from Declan Rice. He literally charged him down and stole the ball off him. So Declan Rice will elevate this team without a doubt. He's still playing a little bit conservative, in my opinion, a little bit safe. He's not doing anything out there or anything rash. He's still been a bit withdrawn in the way he's playing. But I understand that. He doesn't want to make any mistakes early in his Arsenal career. And he will grow into the team as he adapts more to playing this Arsenal system. But I've got no problem with Declan Rice whatsoever so far. Don't think he was outstanding, but did the job. Decent in there. Bobby, appreciate John's stream as well, my friend. Yo, we did it. We did indeed, man. We won the Community Shield. Anyone confident? I'll be honest. Even when we're 1-0 down, I still think we'd win the game. I don't know what it is. We seem to have a really good relationship with the Community Shield and FA Cup. Like these two competitions, we seem to do really well in. So yeah, even though that we went 1-0 down against Man City, I didn't really at any point feel nervous. I still felt that we were going to find a way to win this football match, to be honest with you guys. So look, I'm super delighted with the fact we won it. But at the same time, look, a lot of Arsenal fans might get carried away with the Community Shield. I hear you guys. I'm really happy with what we're doing right now. But the way I look at it is this. The Community Shield is just one game. The Premier League on Saturday, way more important for me. If we lose or draw to Nottingham Forest, this game won't even matter. And let's not forget, right, guys, yeah? Last year, Liverpool beat Man City 3-1 in the Community Shield. Liverpool finished 5th. Man City won the treble. Season before, Leicester, I believe, beat Man City in the Community Shield. Leicester didn't do anything. Man City won the league. So winning the Community Shield means absolutely nothing. In previous seasons, the team that hasn't won the Community Shield has actually ended up to do better than the team that has won the Community Shield. So the way I look at it, right, is don't get complacent. I called this before in my preview show. When I previewed the game on my channel, I said, look, if you win the Community Shield, don't get complacent. Because it's the easiest thing to do. You've won a trophy early. Everyone's celebrating. Champagne's being popped. But no, this is not the time for that. Be delighted. Be very happy that you've beaten Man City, a team that you haven't been a lot recently. Played really well in the game as well. Won on penalty shootout. Scored last minute through Trossard. Brilliant. Fantastic. But as soon as tonight's done, as soon as the celebrations are done, back to business on training ground tomorrow. Back to attention's turned to that first game against Nottingham Forest. Because this is where we need to really gear ourselves up for a massive season. Because this team hasn't won anything yet. Let's not forget that. This team, for all the good things, for all the plaudits, and deservedly so, this team has had a lot of plaudits, right? We're yet to win that upper echelon's trophy, the Premier League or Champions League. So I want this team to be dedicated, grafting on the training ground. So I want to see us come and be really, really dedicated to our craft and be locked in on that first game against Nottingham Forest. I will be reviewing it on this channel. I can't wait for the Premier League season. But in terms of today, I'm delighted, man. Really happy with how it went. Obviously, I thought the game overall, I thought it was a really good team. If we lost that game 1-0, I would have sat here and said, look, we lost 1-0, but we didn't deserve that to happen. I wouldn't have been too disheartened. Genuinely, if we lost 1-0, I wouldn't be sitting here tearing things up, throwing my toys out the pram. So I would have understood, looking at the bigger picture, right, that we actually played quite well this game. Just a little lapse of concentration from Kieran Tierney, who just came on the pitch as a substitute. Didn't obviously follow his man. Let him cut inside way too easily. Didn't stop the shot whatsoever. That was a lapse of concentration from Tierney, and that could have cost us. And look, it happens in football. It happens. I'm not going to defend you and say that you're allowed to lose concentration. You shouldn't be. You should be at your game 100%. Don't lose concentration. But mistakes happen. That's football and that's life. You got to learn from it. So if we had lost this game, I wouldn't be sitting here distraught, throwing my toys out the pram. I would have understood that if you look at the game overall and analyze it in the bigger picture, you'd understand that Arsenal actually played really well here. I thought we were the better team than Man City, to be honest with you guys. That's just my thoughts on it. So overall, delighted with the fact that we won this game. Absolutely delighted. Looking forward to the season that's upcoming. I'm hoping for some big, big things from Arsenal. Really big things. I'll be dropping my Premier League table prediction for next season in the coming days. So make sure you do not miss it. Subscribe, turn on notifications. I'll be dropping my whole Premier League table prediction. Place 20 to place 1. Who I believe is going to win the Premier League. Who I believe is going to get relegated. And I can't wait for it. But overall, let's be real with you guys, yeah? Where do you think Arsenal finishing next season? Because we went toe-to-toe with Man City here. Look, first 20 minutes, I understand. I thought we weren't at the races. First 20 minutes, Man City were dominating possession. And what Man City love to do, by the way, I forgot how boring Man City play sometimes, right? What they love to do, they love to just pass the ball. They pass it left, they pass it right. etc. And you know why they do it? Because they want to tire out the opponent, mentally tire them out, mentally fatigue them to just passing the ball left, right, center. But we held our shape. We did well. Like I said, first 10, 15, 20 minutes, Kai Havertz did absolutely fantastic to hold up the play. He was a really big part of us getting out from defense, holding the play up, linking in players like Odegaard, Saka, etc., Martinelli. But when he had his chance on the break, he should have done better, to be honest. But we grew into the game, got better, caught our second wind, and then we really deserved to go on and win this football game. I thought the second half was a much better team. Much better team in that second half. And look, on another day, we might win this game convincingly. But as it goes, this is probably the best way to win it, right? You get a penalty shootout, which you always want to practice in penalties because you never know. Last season, we lost the penalties to Sporting Lisbon. So it can dictate your Champions League season if you lose on penalties, right? So we got a bit of that. We got a last-minute winner. And we had a good feel factor around the football club. So no problems for me whatsoever. This is a perfect type of game. Exactly what I would have wanted. You don't want the game to be too easy. If we won this game 3-0 or lost this game 3-0, you'd be sitting there thinking, oh, this ain't very good. It's either too easy or too hard. You want a good balance. And I think we had that today. Two very evenly matched teams. I thought we were the slightly better side and overall deserved the victory. That was a psychological win. I agree, Scott. I do agree 100%. But at the same time, look, everyone knows that the cup games is nothing like the Premier League games. Nothing like it whatsoever. We beat Man City in cup games basically every single time. FA Cup semi-final, we beat them. Obviously, last year we lost them in the FA Cup. It's one of those things. More often than not, in the FA Cup, Community Shield, we beat Man City. But when it comes to the Premier League, we seem to lose. It's just one of those things. So, look, I love the fact we beat them. Obviously, you do want to beat Man City. They've had our number in recent seasons. So, really good to see. But carry it forward now. Because I've seen it all too many times in previous seasons where if it's not Arsenal, it's Liverpool or Leicester City. Win the Community Shield and they don't kick on. They get complacent. They win the Community Shield. They think they've won the trophy for the season. So I can't let us get complacent now. I can't let us sit there and think, great, we've won the Community Shield. Season's done. Job done. No, not by any stretch of imagination. I'm scarred by what's happened in previous seasons. Even if he goes back as last season, Liverpool beat Man City 3-1. Nunes playing brilliantly. Everyone thinking Nunes is a new top striker and he's beating Haaland to it. Fast forward the season and look what happened. So if you're Arsenal Football Club, I love the fact we won this game. Brilliant the fact we did it in a penalty shootout as well. But don't get complacent. Back on the training ground tomorrow and let's really get down to the grips of things because we've got a massive game on Saturday against Nottingham Forest. I thought Timber and Partey played really well. I agree 100%. I thought Timber was fantastic, man. Really, really good, Scott. I thought Partey as well, really good in that defensive midfield position. I really like the midfield three of Rice, Partey and Odegaard. I think there's a really good balance there. Really good balance. So, yeah, fantastic performance. One thing I will say is, though, what are your guys' thoughts on the refereeing performance in terms of the new rules regarding gamesmanship or whatever they call it? Those of you that missed it, right? Partey, after about 5 minutes, fouled someone and then basically passed the ball. He didn't boot it out of play. He just kicked the ball slightly forward about 5 yards down the line and the ref gave me a yellow card for it. And I was sitting there thinking, oh, hang on a minute, what's going on here? He's getting yellow cards. I was like, okay, cool. If you're going to do that, you're going to do that. Fine. It's harsh, but it is what it is. Literally 2 minutes later, Rodri did the most tactical foul ever, I believe it was on Odegaard, pulling his shirt back and didn't get a yellow card. How Rodri escapes yellow cards is beyond me. There's so much inconsistencies at time. Rodri is the king of tactical fouls, the absolute king of it. He gets away with it every single time. So, look, I have no problem with the refs doing that, implementing that rule. No problem. If you want to implement this gamesmanship rule where there's no kicking the ball out of play, etc., fine. Absolutely fine with it. But be consistent. Because when players like Rodri do it, you never seem to book them. But as soon as Partey does it, as soon as Gabriel does it, for example, as soon as Kai Havertz does it, straight on the yellow cards. But when Rodri does it, he gets away with it. So I want consistency. It will take some time to bed in. And maybe it was a good thing we had this game because I feel a lot of Premier League clubs might not get used to this. And you might see a lot of yellow cards and maybe red cards quite early in the season, especially if players don't get used to this gamesmanship rule. But overall, I don't mind it. Genuinely, I don't. As long as they're consistent, I don't mind it. That's the biggest thing about referees, right? I don't think anyone minds a referee that gives yellow cards early or doesn't give yellow cards early. As long as it's consistent for both teams. That's the main thing. The worst part is when the referee's blatantly unfair. I don't think the referee was blatantly unfair today, but there was at times when I was getting frustrated, when I felt like Partey, yellow card instantly, Kai Havertz, yellow card instantly, Gabriel, yellow card instantly, Rodri, tactical foul, gets away with it every single time. A little talking to. That's just my thoughts on it. But yeah, let me know if you disagree in the live chat. I'd love to hear it. Levere Richardson, appreciate you joining the stream, my friend. I agree. How about Partey? I thought Partey had a fantastic game, to be honest with you guys. Really good in there. Look, Partey, when he's fit, is a good defensive midfielder. Very, very good. The problem with Partey is he doesn't stay fit the whole season. And that's been the case for the previous 4 or 5 seasons. Look, you could be optimistic and say it's going to change this year. Maybe it will. You never know. But leopard don't change their spots, right? Like, you'd be crazy to think that Partey's going to stay fit for 38 games next season because it doesn't really happen. That's not in his DNA. So let's see what Arsenal do. I'd love to see Partey stay fit for the whole season. I don't know if it's necessarily going to happen. But either way, I really enjoyed his performance there. I thought our midfield was really good. And this starting level was good as well. Look, I really enjoyed it. Seeing Havertz that false line, I didn't expect it. I thought Ivan Ketty or Trossard was going to play. He played Havertz there. I think it's glaring that Havertz will not get you 20 goals a season. Nowhere near. He's not a finisher. But one thing Havertz does give you is he gives you an out ball. He gives you someone to hold the ball up and play off and link off. And we needed that today. You know, his first 20, 25 minutes, we were a bit under the cosh. We weren't necessarily on the ropes, but Man City were by far the better team that first 20, 25 minutes. They had all the ascendancy. They were dictating possession. And we needed Havertz sometimes. It's just a focal point to play off and receive the ball and just give us a bit of a breather at the back. So I like that game from, I love that side of his game from Havertz. But in terms of finishing, he has to patch it up. And who knows if he does, right? Like, it gets to a point where you can teach finishing, of course you can. But some players have it and some players don't. Havertz is about 24, 23 years old right now. He would have learned to finish by now. He's getting on in age. It's not like he's a young buck anymore, 18 years old, where you could teach him to finish. He's been there, he's done that. Do you get what I mean? I'm so gassed as well as me at RD12. Appreciate joining the stream as always, my friend. Joseph, appreciate joining the stream as well. I'm happy with our signings there, all ballers. We could definitely hang with City this season. In the big games, though, our best 11, be prepared to play the entire 90 minutes. Yes, I agree. Another thing is, I'm being honest about it, right? Look at the subs we made. Emil Smith-Rowe came on. I thought he actually did okay when he came on. Didn't stamp his authority on the game whatsoever, but he wasn't on the pitch too long. Vieira, of course, I'm not a massive fan of him, to be completely honest with you guys, but it's one of those things. Kieran Tierney, look, everyone's in the part of the Kieran Tierney fan club. I'm not necessarily myself. He was at blame to that goal. Anyone that tells you otherwise has been a bit too biased. He was at blame. Not the fact that he headed it back to De Bruyne, because there's not much he could do. It was deflected off Rice. It was the fact that he let Cole Palmer on his left foot far too easily. Like, you got to do the scouting report. Cole Palmer's left-footed. Don't let him cut in on his left foot because he will deliver. You got to let him go down the line. But Kieran Tierney let him go on his left foot way too easily, slipped as well, and lo and behold, it went into the back of the net. And that could have cost us. It very much could have. And against teams like Man City, right, it's a fine margin that dictate games. Last year, right, in the FA Cup, 4th round, we played well that game, but we lost to Man City because Ake scored. Off one chance, we lose 1-0. It's a fine margin because all that matters is a score in the top left corner, right? And if we lose that game 1-0, you got to sit there and go, despite the good performance, we didn't quite win the game. And it happens. Genuinely, it happens at times. So, if you're Arsenal, if you're the subs coming on the pitch, you've got to maintain the concentration. Because I thought Timber had a fantastic game. Really good. And look, from against Nottingham Forest, I do expect Arsenal to run that same team. But one thing I have noticed is Guardiola was fast with his subs. He brought on his subs very early. 60 minutes in, he was bringing on subs. Arteta again waited 70 minutes, 75 minutes. It seems like Arteta, once again, he brought in squad depth this summer, but he still trusts his starting 11, what fades far too much, where he doesn't want to bring on the subs too early. So let's see what happens throughout the season, but it still does seem the same sort of signs from last year where Arteta does not want to rotate his starting 11 during the match until later on in the game. But let's see what happens, as I said. Haaland accumulated 0.00 XG against us today. Saliba take a bow. Oh my God, yes. Saliba, as I said before, man the match for me. I don't know why Cole Palmer got it. I mean, I know why. He scored the goal, but anyone that watched the game and had any sort of 2 cents about them would know that Saliba was the man the match. He was fantastic in there. Absolutely fantastic. Even at one point in the game, right, where Haaland is 1-on-1 against Saliba, and I'm thinking, oh, this could be danger time. Just shepherds him out of play. Ushers him out of play. Brilliant from Saliba, man. Fantastic defender. So cultured. One point at the end of the game, he's getting pressured by 3 Man City defenders. He just turns so calmly and passes the ball and gets fouled even. What a cultured defender. I think Saliba's a fantastic player, man. Well deserved that man the match for me. Havertz will be a menace later in the season when he's well integrated. Potentially so, but the man needs to finish. That's the main thing for me, because he could be as brilliant as he can in link-up play. You're a number 9, my friend. You got to score goals, and Havertz for me isn't looking like a top-class striker, and that's just my opinion behind it. Tierney came on and he got turned inside out. Agree. With Timber, there was no passing us. Rice on line. He's an athlete. The way exactly you just said it. Yeah, Timber I thought was fantastic. Timber for me is looking like a really good defender. But not just defender. He can slot into midfield. He's cultured on the ball. He's composed. He's press resistant. Really liked Timber's performance, you guys. Really, really enjoyed it. Let's see what comes of it going forward. I thought, look, Rice as well. Obviously, he played a little bit safe today, but there was those little signs from Declan Rice. Even chasing down Bernardo Silva to win the ball back. The little things like that. Absolutely fantastic from Declan Rice. Really big fan of his performance. So, yeah, really good job from him. Yes, Saliba had Haaland in his pocket, 100%. Saliba had Haaland in his pocket all day, every day, man. Timber, what a player. Fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic performance. Rolls Royce, exactly. quietly confident as well. Fantastic, man. Saliba is such a good defender. Genuinely, I believe he'll be best centre-back in the world one day. I genuinely believe so. I genuinely think one day Saliba will be the best centre-back in the world. He's that good. He's got everything. What doesn't Saliba have? He's got the height. He's got the strength. He's got the pace. He's got the slim figure where he can afford to sprint. He's agile at times. He's good on the football. He's even got a strike on him. You've seen him score goals against Bournemouth, for example. Fantastic strike. Saliba has everything to his game. For me, he's going to be one of the best centre-backs in world football. I'm so delighted we signed him on a new long-term contract. Absolutely fantastic player, man. Fantastic. Saliba, big up Saliba, man. Man, we are back. Hey, look, this Arsenal team is cooking, man. We are cooking. A killer signing in January and we'll win the league. Hope so. But look, let's not get ahead of ourselves because, like I said, guys, this ain't the time to get complacent. A lot of times teams win the Community Shield, they get ahead of themselves. What was the stat? Only one team since 2011 has won the Community Shield and gone on to win the Premier League. Because those teams get complacent. They get ahead of themselves. They think, oh, I've won the Community Shield. I won the trophy early. Champagne starts popping. Corks are popping. And then look what happens. They get into the next game and they struggle. Look at Liverpool, for example. Won the Community Shield last year against Man City. Then they drew to Fulham first game of the season. That game against Nottingham Forest is massive. We have to win that game against Nottingham Forest. Don't get ahead of ourselves. A lot of people thinking, oh, it's Forest at home. Easy 3 points. No. No game is easy in the Premier League. That game against Forest is going to be tough. I'm telling you guys it's going to be tough, right? We got to get in there. We got to get the 3 points early, stamp our authority, and get cooking early in this season. Because, look, there's no time to get complacent in football. Absolutely no time. It's a good trophy. It's the first trophy of the season. Really good performance, I believe, overall. Nice to win on penalties. Get one over Pep Guardiola and Man City. But it's one of those things. We celebrate tonight, back on the training ground tomorrow. That's my mantra behind it. I want this team striving for more, for bigger, and for better. We haven't won anything yet, in my opinion. I'm looking for the Premier League and Champions League. That's what I'm aiming for. Not aiming for no FA Cups, no Carabao Cups, no Community Shields, Premier Leagues and Champions League. When we win that, then I'll be absolutely delighted. I'm delighted today with the win. Of course I am with us winning the Community Shield. But I see the bigger picture. I see that this is just a battle, but I want to win the war. Do you get me, guys? Like, this is one battle in a massive war. We're going to play Man City again this season, and on at least 2 occasions. We have to be prepared, because Man City are going to want revenge when we play them. And in the Premier League, we struggle against Man City. We do. So we need to be better. We need to roll our sleeves up. We were good today, really, really good. But understand, this is just one battle. You poke the bear. You poke the beast. Now we're going to stand up and be counted. Like I said, stay tuned. I will begin my Premier League prediction table, and you'll see where I place Arsenal to finish. Do I think we're going to win the league? Definitely we're going to finish second, third. Find out as I drop my Premier League predictions upcoming this week. And if you are an Arsenal fan and don't want to miss daily Arsenal transfer news vids, this place, make sure you subscribe down below and become a member if you want to watch me preview every single Arsenal game this season. I already previewed the game against Man City today, and it was absolutely fantastic preview. I appreciate everyone that became a member already. Lots of you guys have become members on this channel, which is really nice to see. You do not want to miss becoming a member as well. First link in the description to become it. But yeah, let's get into more of your comments. Not reading that because it's a family-friendly channel, but yeah. Unisport, appreciate you joining the stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good stroke of luck. Look, the goal was, but you need luck in football. I genuinely believe, yeah, that you buy your own luck in football and in life as well. Have you noticed, the harder you work, the better you play, the luckier you get. It's no coincidence, in my opinion. No one could tell me Arsenal deserved to lose this game. I thought we were the better team. Genuinely, I thought, look, don't get me wrong, I don't think it was night and day. I don't think we were miles better than Man City, but there was no way we deserved to lose this game. We were the better team, in my opinions, marginally better. And look, yes, it was a bit of luck. Yes, it was a last second of game. Yes, it deflected off a Kanji to go into back of net. But you don't shoot, you don't score at the end of the day. And we deserved it. And into the penalty shootout, we were fantastic. Big up the Arsenal fans behind the goal. It was like the Great Wall of China there, man. They were waving. They were putting off Man City. Big up them. Kevin De Bruyne missed. Rodri missed. Big up Rodri for missing, by the way. I do not like this guy one bit with his tactical fouls. I was really delighted when Ramsdale saved his penalty. I wanted Ramsdale to celebrate in his face, man. That's what I wanted to see happen. So, yeah. Big up Ramsdale for making a save from the spot. Big up him because he's had a long week as well. How's Ramsdale feeling? Because, of course, David Raya looks like he's going to come in. A lot of talk about whether David Raya will take on the #1 spot. Ramsdale did his job today, rolled his sleeves up, made a couple of really good saves. Look, at 1-0 down, Ramsdale makes a game-defining save against Phil Foden, where if he scores that, it's 2-0, game's over, wrapped up with a bow on top. He makes a brilliant save there. Everyone knows Ramsdale's my goalkeeper. I love Aaron Ramsdale, man. Fantastic goalkeeper. I love his personality. Yes, he'll make a mistake. And I think, look, bringing in David Raya is a good call because it gives Aaron Ramsdale some competition. It means he can't get complacent. But overall, no one for me can doubt that Aaron Ramsdale's a top goalkeeper, man. I love his personality. He's a shot stopper by all means, and he's good with the ball at his feet, and he never seems to panic. And I love seeing that in a goalkeeper. Brilliant save from the penalty spot.
Brilliant save against Phil Foden as well. 1-0 down to keep us in the match. Brilliant overall from Aaron Ramsdale. Brilliant game. We got this best time of the year for me when the Premier gets back. Oh my God, Joseph, 100% agree, man. The season's back. I can't wait for it, man. Of course, you guys, I'll be streaming after basically every single televised Premier League game this season, just like I was doing last season. I'm aiming for bigger and better next season, right? I'm aiming for 4K subscribers before the Premier League season starts. I'm very nearly there. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I'm on about 3.8K subscribers right now, almost at 4K. I want 4K before the season starts. My first match reaction will be Burnley versus Man City on Friday. Then it'll be Arsenal versus Forest on a Saturday. Then I'll also be reviewing the games on Sunday as well. You don't want to miss it, man. Live streams after basically every single Premier League game. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. As you guys know, that's been here for a while and it's just joined. I do go through the comments. I love hearing your guys' reaction, your guys' analysis. Keep them coming. I'll be going through all the comments before I end the stream. So yeah, let me know them in the live chat. I'd love to hear it. Man City the best. Unisport, right now you guys are. You are. I can't doubt it. You're fresh off the treble. And us beating Man City will poke the bear a little bit. And at the same time, let's see what happens with Man City, right? Because we've seen it happen with teams before. They get a bit complacent. I'm talking about Arsenal getting complacent winning the Charity Shield. Maybe Man City might get complacent. They're fresh off the treble. They've won the Champions League. They've won the Premier League. They won the FA Cup. They're by far the best team in Europe. Maybe they get a little bit complacent. Maybe their players realize that there's not much to fight for anymore. You never know. It can happen. So if you're Man City, you've got to roll up your sleeves. You've got to get back to business. I'm sure this will be a big wake-up call for them. I'm sure Pep Guardiola would not have liked to see the way they lost this football match. But it's one of those things. I always believe that the Charity Shield is a good game to play. Because if you win it, it gives you a trophy early in the season. And if you lose it, it lets you taste defeat early. And you need to taste defeat. You need adversity. The best people in life and in football and in all facets of life taste defeat. You need to have some kind of adversity. Look at Batman. Batman is the Batman he is because he lost his parents early in life. That's adversity. No successful person, no world leader, no inspirational person has not faced some sort of adversity. And in football, to win, you have to lose. To enjoy the highs, you have to experience the lows. And we've experienced plenty of lows at Arsenal Football Club. And maybe today was a low for Man City. Maybe it was a low they needed. Maybe it was a loss they needed so they can bounce back and regain that hunger to try and win the Premier League again next season. Who knows? And for Arsenal, enjoy it, man. Enjoy the Charity Shield. Enjoy the celebrations tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow on the training ground because we've got a Premier League title to chase, man. I want us to go one step further because we're this close. We're this close to winning the Premier League. I genuinely do believe it, man. We win it this year. I fully believe we're capable of doing so. Fully believe. Got a weekend to look forward to. 100%, man. 100%. Big up Unisport for joining the stream as always. Appreciate your comments already, my friend. Boy with Freezer, appreciate you joining the stream. Hope you're doing well. Arsenal won. Guys, Arsenal won. We did indeed, man. We did indeed. Fantastic win as well. Really delighted with how it went. So yeah, really, really happy overall. Brilliant, brilliant performance. I guess this is it doesn't show on StreamYard, but I'm guessing it was some sort of emote or emoji. But yeah, big up. Partey and Rice together. Thank God Partey stayed. May he stay healthy. Oh my God, Joseph, I 100% agree. Hopefully Partey stays healthy. That's the main thing for me, man. Really need this guy to stay healthy. Jeff, appreciate you on stream, my friend. Member of the channel as well. Appreciate you on stream. It's all for real in the next week. 100%, my friend. 100% is all for real next week. We need to get on the front foot and start winning these games. Because not so fast, that game's coming really fast. So yeah, appreciate you on the stream. If you're a member, your comments will get answered before others. That's just the way it goes, man. But I appreciate everyone that joins the stream and leaves comments. I will be getting through the comments bit by bit. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, appreciate Jeff becoming a member. Anyone else that wants to become a member, first link in the description. Quite a few people become members already, which is really nice to see for supporting the channel. There'll be lots of member-only videos coming to the channel as well, so you do not want to miss them. I'll be previewing Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest for members only, so make sure you get involved with that as well. Partey needs a new contract. Yeah, but let's see if he gets it, right? Because here's the thing. Arsenal don't like to give contracts to older players. We just don't. And I hear it, but at the same time, I do think he needs some veteran leadership. Look at De Bruyne. He's like 32. He still gets contracts. Bernardo Silva's not the youngest anymore. Ilkay Gundogan, I know he's gone to Barcelona, but he wasn't the youngest either. He was in his 30s. So you do need some old players around the football club. Look, the way I look at it is this. If you can't get adequate sell-on value for them, you might as well keep them. How much is Partey going to get sold for? 25 million, 30 million? Can you get a better defensive midfielder than Partey for 30 million? In my opinion, you can't. So you might as well keep him. That's how I look at it. That's my opinion behind it. So I wouldn't be against keeping Partey, keep him around. Obviously, long-term, he shouldn't be starting for us. Next season, he probably won't be, like after this season's done. But I like the look of Thomas Partey. I think he's a good player on his day. If he can stay fit, he's fantastic. At least 2 more years, I wouldn't be against that one bit. We missed out on Thierry playing with Anelka. We now got a dream midi with Partey and Rice. Yeah, brilliant, man. Absolutely fantastic. Partey and Rice together, really good in there. Really good balance as well. Partey, Rice, Odegaard, 3 really combative midfielders, and I love to see that. Words of wisdom, no complacency. 100%, man. You cannot get complacent in football. That's the main thing. You can't get complacent. Keep at it. Trossard in the middle for me, at least until Jesus is back. I agree. Look, I think Havertz in certain games is the right play, Jeff. I 100% agree with you. For example, I think when you're playing like big teams like Man City and you need a bit of an outball, Havertz was brilliant. That first 20 minutes, he kept us live. Having the ball back to play, receiving the ball, chesting it down, giving us an outball, giving us a breather, fantastic. But when you want to break down teams, when you want a clinical player, when you want a bit more fluidity, 100% agree with you. Trossard should be in the middle until Jesus is back. So against Nottingham Forest next week, I would start Trossard. And I think he deserves it. Look, Trossard's scoring goals in pre-season. Again, today he scored. Yeah, it was a deflection, but the man still shot and scored at the end of the day. You don't shoot, you don't score, right? So I think Trossard's done more than enough to deserve to be in this team going forward. So that's just my thoughts on it personally. Arteta won't allow it. He's going to keep the discipline. Yeah, Arteta needs to be on those boys, man. Tell them, look, celebrate tonight, but back on the training ground tomorrow, we got titles to chase. I love if Arteta does that. But we got this. Hopefully, bro. Hopefully. Great job to Arsenal. Appreciate joining stream, Malia. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, exactly. Brilliant job by Arsenal. I was impressed with Gabriel keeping Erland at bay. Yo, Gabriel was good, but Saliba as well, man. Saliba was top tier. He was absolutely fantastic in this game. So yeah, big up to William Saliba. I thought it was brilliant. It was surprising. Yeah, Gabriel and Saliba kept their nerve. Ref was a twat. Yeah, a little bit. Look, I think he got better as the game went on. It's just the inconsistencies. I don't have a problem with referees booking players early. No problem with that. But be consistent. Like, Partey got a yellow card for kicking the ball away slightly. And then you got Rodri, who gives the most blatant tactical fouls away and doesn't get booked. Look, if Rodri got booked and Partey got booked, no problem. No problem whatsoever. It's the inconsistencies that annoy me. I have no problem with this new rule of having certain players get, have gamesmanship and get booked early for doing stuff like this. No problem whatsoever with that. But make it consistent. Do you get what I mean? Like, if you're going to have Partey get yellow card, have Rodri get a yellow card. Not just one or the other. That's how I would do it personally. But yeah, overall, I think the ref improved as the game went on. Was the credit to Kai Havertz as well? Yeah, I'll give Kai Havertz credit, especially in that first half, first 20 minutes. I thought he did really well to get us out of our own half. But finishing wise, look, he had 2 good chances. The first chance, fair enough. It was a tough one, swiveling back to play. But that second chance on a plate, man, I'm confident saying I would have scored that, to be honest. Very confident saying that. It's one of those things. What a signing in Havertz. Do you think so? I think Havertz was a decent signing. I'm not going to say it was a brilliant signing yet. It's still very early in the season. So let's see what comes of it. City is most definitely missing Gundogan. Agree 100%. Gundogan is going to be a massive miss for Man City. Kovacic was non-existent. I do not remember Kovacic playing today. I think he had 1 run at the end of the first half where Saliba shepherded him out of play. Other than that, he was non-existent. So yeah, I agree with you 100%, Malia. I think City's definitely missing Gundogan, man. Mahrez as well, agree. Definitely agree with that one. KDB is definitely the integral part of City's game. Yeah, look, KDB is a massive footballer, man. Massive player. He's such a clutch player as well, where if you look at it from that standpoint, if Kevin De Bruyne gets on the ball, dangerous things happen. And that's the jump I want to see Odegaard make. Odegaard was fantastic last season. But in certain big moments, you want to see Odegaard have that same impact that De Bruyne has. And I think he does for most games. But in the big matches, the very big matches where you win your you win your wage and you're noticed as one of the best of all time in your position, that's when you need to step up. And I think De Bruyne has proven that, where he'll go down as a Premier League great. And if Odegaard wants to be known in that same breath, in that same tier, he has to start stepping up in those big moments. I thought Odegaard's been brilliant last season. I want to see him make that next step into De Bruyne status for sure. Performance overall, 7 out of 10. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I thought we were decent this game. I really do think so. We didn't deserve to lose. Definitely not. Even if we lost 1-0, I would have given us at least a 7 out of 10. I thought we played really well this game. Genuinely, I don't think we were night and day with Man City, but I think first 15, 20 minutes we were a bit shaky. But once we grew into the game and got a bit more confidence and caught our second win, I thought we were the better team. Definitely so. I mean, Trossard, not Havertz. Yeah, Trossard, brilliant signing. Absolutely brilliant. Ryan Tune, appreciate you on the stream. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope it's much more trophies to come. Agree. 100% agree. You can always count on super sub Trossard. Yeah, brilliant. And look, maybe he is cut out to be a super sub. Who knows? I would like to see him start against Nottingham Forest, but maybe super sub is the way forward for Trossard. You never know. Certain players thrive in that super sub position. Look at Divock Origi. He made his living off being a super sub. This man was terrible every time he started games. But off the bench for Liverpool, he was cooking. So you never know, man. Maybe super subs is the way. Trossard's Arsenal's best signing for sure. One of them, definitely one of them for sure. He's so underrated game changer. He is. And Trossard is a player that isn't afraid to make a difference. And I love that. Absolutely love that. Players that aren't afraid to stand up and be counted, take shots, take on opponents. Really like that from Trossard. Not even afraid to start fights. And I like that. Gotinelli, appreciate your stream. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Why did Timber come off? He was the best player on the pitch. I agree. I thought Timber and Saliba were fantastic. I was surprised when he came off as well. I guess Arteta just wanted to rotate, right? Because the whole point of the Community Shield is you do want to give some play. It is still a preseason game at the end of the season. At the end of the day, it still is, right? And I think he still wanted to give Tierney some minutes on the pitch because you never know what happens, right? And it was a bit of a shame because as soon as Tierney came on, he was at fault for the goal, letting Cole Palmer cut it on his left foot. I thought Timber was fantastic in this game, by the way. Such a cultured, composed left back. That's not even his position. He's a right back / centre back. And he's been asked to play left back and he did so well. So yeah, brilliant job. Smash the like buttons, guys. Yes, agree. You heard it first from Malia. Smash the like button, everyone. I appreciate everyone that's joined the stream already. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here on my road to 4,000 subscribers. I want to hit 4K before the new season starts. Happy days indeed. Arsenal definitely showed grit today, 100%. Showed a lot of grit. Brilliant performance. All other subs I never quite felt good, but Trossard just such an intelligent, level-headed player that just gets down to business. Come on, you Gunners. Let's go, guys. Great Sunday. Agree. Brilliant from Trossard as well. And I agree with you. He's a very IQ-driven footballer. There's not a lot of footballers that play the game with their head, right? Because I had a coach that told me this, right? What do you play football with? Your feet, right? That's what everyone assumes. It's a game you play with your feet, but it's not right. You play football with your head. Your feet are just the tools to make it happen. The actual, everything is done up here. It's the mental side of the game. And I think Trossard, you're right. The really smart footballers, the really great footballers of this world, they know what they're doing before they receive the football. Before they've even got the ball, they understand this is where I'm going to pass, this is where I'm going to go, this is where I'm going to shoot. And Trossard, I feel, has got that in his game. He's got that in his locker. The ability to do things early, be proactive, and really take the game by the scruff of its neck. Really interesting footballer. I love watching him play. City intensity at times was majestic. Yeah, at times. And look, City always seem to sleepwalk a little bit into the season. I do feel that, especially with Bernardo Silva and Rodri. Yeah, those two are brilliant footballers, man. Absolutely fantastic. I wasn't impressed with Kovacic. I forgot he was playing, to be honest with you. Genuinely forgot he was playing. Gabriel definitely man of the match, kept Haaland boxed in as well. I would give it to Saliba personally, but the whole back four was really solid. Saliba as well, yeah. Saliba for me. Timber, Saliba, man of the match, not Gabriel. Yeah. For me, I'd give it to Saliba. I thought it was fantastic, man. Timber is world class. I mean, it's a bit too early for that, but he was definitely really good, man. Absolutely fantastic, in my opinion. Vamos, man of the match is so tough to pick. We had so many good performances. For me, it was Saliba. Saliba, man of the match, just so cultured in that defense. So good. And it's not a surprise that we look so sound defensively with Saliba there. And someone said this, right? I think it was Beckenbauer. It was definitely one of the good centre-backs. They said, if I've had to make a challenge, then I've already made a mistake. How many times did you see Saliba slide tackle today? You didn't, because he was just so cultured. At one point, Haaland goes for his one-on-one. He just shepherds him out of play. Just composed. Doesn't lose his head, doesn't lose his cool, just shepherds him out and gets the ball back. So good from William Saliba, man. Top-tier defender. Timber is the best world-class player. Unbelievable, right? Ramsdale won't get too much credit for today. Two huge saves. Yeah, look, that second one, especially against Phil Foden, was a save. What a save against Phil Foden, man. Fantastic. Brilliant player. And Ramsdale, that's my goalkeeper right there. Even with Raya coming in, still Ramsdale deserves a lot of credit. And he could have lost his cool a bit today because obviously he would have heard the news. He would have heard that Raya's coming in for his position. He would have got maybe a little bit he might have felt a little bit complacent in previous seasons. He might be sitting there thinking all the clubs trying to replace me. But no, he rolled up his sleeves, got to work, and did really well. That's a good sign for me. It's a good sign that Ramsdale can deal with competition for his place, and that's a really good sign. MLS Challenge Trophy, Emirates Cup champions, Community Shield treble already. Bro, let's not get complacent, man. Let's not get complacent. Took off Timber was a big next thing, you know. They scored, we came back and won. That's the main thing. Exactly. As soon as Timber came off, we lost a little bit. We did. Genuinely, we lost a little bit defensively. I thought Timber was really good. And I like this back four formation with Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber. That four centre-back back four is really good in my opinion. That's why I think we should be running going forward. Even when Zinchenko's fit, I think Timber should start personally. No way, super sub. He's a starter, full stop. CNC, appreciate you on the stream. And I agree, man. I think Trossard will be that proper guy up front. I love to see him start against Nottingham Forest for me. Really good player. And I think he's really fluid up front as well. Fair shout to Eddie. Is it me or has he built his strength up? I think he's doing pretty well. Eddie's strong. He is. The thing with Eddie Nketiah is, right, he's not the tallest, so he doesn't win a lot of headers. I don't think he's the great in terms of passing. He's a good finisher, but he's not good in terms of passing. I don't think he's got enough in his locker to be a starting striker for Arsenal. I think if he was to go to Crystal Palace, or if he was to go to a mid to bottom half of the table Premier League side, he'd absolutely tear it up. Genuinely, I think he'd tear it up. But I don't think he's quite at the Arsenal level yet. That's just my thoughts on it. Who else isn't seen enough from Martinelli yet? I feel you, Simon. I really do feel you a little bit. I think the thing with Martinelli is, right, he's still a little bit raw. I think Saka, you see something that's polished their game and has got better season in, season out. With Martinelli, it's still a little bit the same thing. Head down, run the defender. Head down, byline, cross it in. I want to see Martinelli maybe kind of like polish his game a bit more, be a bit more technically adept at what he's doing, whereas a bit rather than just being a raw athlete. But who knows, man? With time, let's see what happens. Maybe Trossard will start towards the end of the season. You never know, because the season's still very young. We're getting into it early. And the good thing is when you have options, there's time to rotate. The worst possible thing is when a player's playing bad and you can't replace them, because then you just got to ride them out. You're just stuck with that player because there's no one to replace him with. You just have to just deal with it. So let's see what comes of it going forward. As I said, really enjoying the squad depth so far. Trossard's a good option off the bench. We're seeing others in there as well that can do a job. So really liking it overall. But overall, guys, I'm going to start to wrap up the stream now because I've been streaming for the past 40 minutes. I'm not feeling too well. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. My voice, I think I've got either COVID or some kind of cold/flu. But yeah, not feeling the best. But this result did cheer me up, thankfully, for Arsenal. Did really good performance. I appreciate everyone that's let me know their thoughts in live chat. I've enjoyed it throughout. PS, any news on the striker front? I'm not hearing anything right now. Of course, I'll be dropping transfer news videos daily. So stay tuned. My next video will be out tomorrow regarding transfer news. Nothing so far on the striker front. Let's see what comes of it. I think Arteta's just going to leave it for now in terms of strikers. But I think once we get Raya through the door, I think Sale's going to be the next thing, and then maybe sign one more player. Let's find out. My next Arsenal stream will be Nottingham Forest, the first Premier League game of the season. I cannot wait for it, man. I cannot wait. There's a nasty bug going around, dude. Get well soon. I hope so, brother. I hope so, yeah. I've definitely got a bit of repercussions from it. I was bedbound basically this whole morning. But I'll still manage to get a live stream out for you guys. That's a dedication to this channel. Whether I'm ill or 100% up to it, still find a way to get a stream out. That's a dedication, man. So I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. I've enjoyed your thoughts throughout. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream as well. Drop a like down below so the stream gets out to more people and this video does what obviously once it becomes a video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Now this is Stop Becoming a Stream is now a video on the channel. Subscribe if you're new out here. Become a member as well. Contribute to this channel. Lots of people become members already. I really do appreciate it. And obviously you get entitled to member-only streams. You get the first I reply to your comments as soon as I see them ahead of everyone else's on the live chat as well. But of course, I'll reply to everyone's comments regardless. So don't worry about that whatsoever. This is definitely not a channel that's paid only, by no means. But if you do want to help contribute to the channel, contribute to me, improving my setup and, of course, improving the content for you guys. I really do appreciate it. But regardless, whether you're not a member or you are, I do appreciate your input and I appreciate everyone that tunes into this channel. As always, make sure you subscribe. Arsenal did win today, 4-1 on penalties, 1-1 throughout the game. We've won our first trophy this season. It's the curtain raiser, and now we get into the thick of things. The Premier League season's right around the corner with the first game, Burnley versus Man City on Friday, which I will be streaming afterwards. But our boys Arsenal get back to action on the Saturday against Nottingham Forest, 12:30 p.m. kickoff on TNT Sports. I appreciate everyone that's tuning in, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Take care.